something wrong with society? Another media casualty? Well, here's a dose of reality in the small town mentality.
Welcome to Small Town Mentality Podcast. I'm your host, Ben. Randy is here.
How's it going? It's your boy Ben and Randy. Discount John Boy and Billy.
Yeah.
So.
What was the thing? Skipper and
Gilligan.
Yeah. Walmart, Skipper and Gilligan. I don't know. Moving on. We're talking about the intro. We'll get into that here in a second. But our guests for today are Paul, Al, and Joe from the band Defiant. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing well.
Man.
So
I woke up this morning. That's unfortunate.
I did too, but then I went back to sleep and then was late for this. Because like I said earlier, made stupid life decisions. So we were talking about the intro song, and Dano from Drown Out made us that, and I was like reading some of your interactions the other day. It sounds like he's gonna get a tattoo of your guys' logo on.
I really hope not.
If he's mentally ill, he will. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
ironically enough, or I guess I don't know if it's ironic or not, but he's not the first one.
Yeah,
to get a tattoo of our band logo.
Nobody in the band either.
No. Nobody in the band has it.
I'm the first and only one to get a Logo Man tattoo for the podcast.
Hey, man.
And I don't think anybody else will ever do that either. So
that's just advertising right there.
Yeah, free advertising. Yeah, that was a fun episode. I was in a lot of pain.
Oh, you did it on air.
Oh, did you live? Oh, that's perfect.
Yes. Yeah, a buddy that owns a tattoo shop called Fat Boy Tattoos. Shout out Fat Boy Tattoos. Yeah, he came on and did it live on the show.
Nice.
Yeah, first and only, probably ever. Randy, you're gonna get a Logo Man tattoo?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If I could make sure that no one knows that I was ever on this podcast, that would probably be ideal.
Imagine being like in that state of mind. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get my first tattoo. You know, most people get something meaningful, something sentimental, something great, and then he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get my fucking podcast just laid out on my arm.
Yeah, do a full sleeve.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep people from finding out that I'm on because I have already screwed up any chance I have of any respectable employment by doing this.
Yeah, I say
You've got a CDL, so they can't do that to you. So.
I say go full sleeve, Logo Man, and then like just some quotes that we've said on the show, like all the way down the arm.
Go for it. Doesn't hurt it.
Yeah, no. They're not permanent either. They wash off after a couple of days.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, it's 107 washes or something.
Yeah. So, how'd you guys come to be a thing?
It's a good damn question.
Yeah.
Well, I was Joe's drug dealer.
Okay.
And I showed up at his doorstep one time, and he was having band practice with a bunch of people. I said, hey, this band sucks. I'm going to join it, and it'll be awesome. And then they found it very quickly that I made it no more awesome than it already was.
Except for the drugs got cheaper.
Yeah. No. Joe had a group of guys with Paul Barlowski, our other Paul, who's the bassist.
Oh.
They were jamming with a guy, and they had an ad out on Craigslist, and I had been out of the music scene for probably three and a half years at this point. Decided I want to get back into it. They were looking for a vocalist. So I jumped in, started jamming with them. Pretty soon after that, I made it known that I could play guitar, and I thought, hey, this might sound bigger if we added a second guitar. So I started playing guitar. The other drummer was a jackhole, so he left, and we picked up Paul Cochran, who we knew from like a show in that year. He hopped on.
We only had met that one show, actually. I'd met Joe once before at a mutual show we were attending. But then
drunk as hell.
Yeah, super drunky. And then
somehow you remember my phone number. I don't know how.
Yeah. And then somehow we ended up playing a show together in this other band I was in, and I don't know, it was a few weeks later or something, I guess. Joe and I talked.
Turns out 4 people that can barely play instruments make a passable band. So
Right.
2.5 years later, we're still a passable band.
Yeah.
Because no one else wants us, really.
Yeah, we qualify.
Al didn't listen to his parents' advice at all, and he just started answering ads on Craigslist.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You know what? I've answered probably close to 30 to 40 ads on Craigslist for miscellaneous things. I've never once had a bad experience.
Oh, there you
Craigslist. I'm really upset. I'm starting to get very antsy. I want to get a.
Nobody wanted to kill you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like if the predators down the road like pull up in their van, they see me and they just go yikes, and they don't even want to deal with it.
Yeah,
I've tried everything.
Yeah, I was never touched as a kid either. It's pretty kind of depressing.
Oh God, yeah, like oh thank goodness, right? God bless. If there is a kick button like under my name, you just hover the mouse over that at all points in time. You'll eventually click it, I promise.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever. No, I have had to kick somebody out. One time, somebody got a hold of the link before the show, and then they were just like 15 people trying to join at all times. So I have had
to
kick people out.
Good.
So,
Well, they just send it to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they only knew 15 people, and they only had 15 friends. So
yeah,
it could have been way worse.
Yeah,
they could have actually meant something to somebody and fucking mattered. But you know,
if I was, I don't know, more comfortable with who I am as a person, maybe we could have got to know these people. But you know, I just kicked them out.
You did them a favor because if they stayed, they would have had to listen to the show.
Yeah, that's true. Be a part of it.
I understand that.
Just on with the self-deprecating humor today. You have to.
Yeah.
You brought the right band then.
Yeah. My middle name is Nihilism.
I knew I brought on the right band when I saw the Social Distortion and the Guar shirts, man. I'm like, these are my people.
Yes. I got the deluxe album in my room, man.
Oh yeah.
I like the dirtbag shirt, mostly for personal reasons.
Because you're a dirtbag, or you work with?
Yeah.
Oh,
White
okay.
trash as you can get. You guys don't even want to hear the stories from last night.
Yeah.
Stupid things.
Did you get caught or did you get arrested?
I just have a lot of shirtless pics on my Snapchat this morning, and I just
you know what? So do a bunch of sad, lonely women on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
and they make money off of it. So one of us is doing something wrong.
Yeah, I just instead of deleting them, I was like, sorry about the shirtless pics. Tune into the show later on tonight, 8 p.m.
Easy. Easy.
Just moving on. So when was like one of the last shows you guys got to play together?
Hold on a minute. I'm still picturing you shirtless.
Okay, go on. Take your time, please.
Yep.
Please take your time. I mean,
3 nipples.
Yeah. I look
Perfect.
like a Holocaust survivor, but yeah. Oh, we're not supposed to say that on Facebook. Guys, like, oh
Can't
shit.
say anything.
It was the shortest podcast ever.
I got a Oculus Quest for Christmas, man. So now I have to behave on Facebook, or else if I get kicked off Facebook, man, the whole thing shuts down.
Oh yeah, dude. I think actually YouTube and Facebook might have like bots that listen to stuff now.
I hope so.
Oh, I know they do.
I hope so. I expect no less than 10 emails from counselors by the time that I'm done with this.
Yeah, they listen to stuff. Maybe I wonder if we'll get like a warning label. You know, you have to like click. To
the over 18, the adult content.
Yeah, something like that. Are you sure you want to listen to this?
Yeah, I think you just get shadow banned.
Could you imagine if we always had "Are you sure you want to listen to this" on our like label on our show?
I would want to know how many people clicked no.
Yeah.
Like you know what? Like at first I did, but now I don't.
The thing we need least about this show is give people a second chance.
Bethany and her 6-year-old daughter trying to sit into a nice family-friendly podcast. Not tonight, Bethany.
Yeah.
Put the wine back.
That's what we should name the second album. Are you sure you want to listen to this?
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
You're making a mistake.
No. So I was asking you before Randy pictured me half nude. When was the last episode or last show you guys got to play together?
Guess that could have been South Carolina Raven Fest, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
I've seen a bunch of those popping up on my timeline.
Yeah, we actually got to play with Drowned Out, right? Dan put on a festival in Lancaster, South Carolina at Brewing Fest. And so we were lucky enough because up in Pennsylvania, in our area, there's no shows happening. Like it's completely shut down up here. We haven't played a show here since the last day of February, I think. And God, that was a terrible show to end on too. But I think we were patient zero for COVID. We were both sick as hell that night, Al, if you remember, at Tourist Inn.
Yes. And Barlowski was getting over being sick right after.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, so you guys got COVID?
Yeah. No, I don't. Not officially.
Yeah, but I was deathly sick when it started when like the news started popping up. I was like wicked sick at that show.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about that, and they proved that it was here a lot longer before than when they thought, because they were like testing blood from back in like December and stuff, and they caught traces of it in there.
Yeah.
So all the people are saying, I think I had it before. They might actually have, because I have the same kind of story in like January. So, but I heard people are getting it again. So be careful. People are picking it up twice.
They had on the news, they said there's a new strain in England and a new strain in South Africa.
Okay.
They're the same strain, I believe.
Both more aggressive. Yeah, but it might be the same strain, but
they're more
contagious.
Contagious, yeah.
But the proteins on the virus itself have not changed. So the vaccines are still going to be effective against that strain. However, it's much, much more contagious.
It's the best news I've heard in a while.
News kind of COVID racist, man. South Africa, they're calling it more aggressive. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. And then
Randy's like, I can't do this show anymore.
There's only one thing that I want to be more aggressive, and that's my wife in the bedroom. Yeah. Ain't happening.
No. But then there was the what they think is a car bombing in
I did see that Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah, it was a bus or something blew up.
I'm just sitting there watching the news, and I'm like, on the first day of Christmas, 2020 gave to me 2 more strains of this damn disease.
Yeah.
The second day of Christmas, 2020 gave to me a Nashville car bombing and 2 more strains of this fucking disease.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah, I did read that.
Just what the hell this year, man.
I saw some like TikTok videos and stuff.
Now, you guys are in Pennsylvania, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, were you just in South Carolina, or are you guys originally from South Carolina?
No, because Dano and I hooked up on Instagram. We talked because we're both on Curtain Call Records, and I checked out his album on Spotify and dug it. Just reached out, and he said, "Hey, funny thing, we have a festival coming up in a couple months." And so we jumped on it, and
I swear I've met more East Coast musicians, especially South Carolina musicians, since I came to Wyoming and started doing this podcast, than I did back when I was trying to be a musician in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Did you choose to be in Wyoming, or were you guys both born there?
No, nobody chooses to be here. We just show up one day.
I chose to be here.
Never leave.
Hey, I
would choose to be there.
Yeah, man.
Gorgeous there.
Yeah, and I hate people. And this is the least populated state in the country, so that's I just, just enjoying the lack of traffic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got 13,000 people in the town we live in. Not a lot, but
we literally have more deer than people in this state.
Yes. It's not that far off from Pennsylvania, to be completely honest.
I've been to Pennsylvania once or twice back.
How unfortunate.
Back when I drive a truck CDL, and I used to run for FedEx Ground, and I remember going there. We drove through the whole state, went to Erie.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. So the thing about Erie, PA, I don't know if you guys remember this movie from the 90s called That Thing You Do. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, with the
Onetters.
60s.
Yeah.
I probably wasn't born yet.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I always loved that movie.
Well, back in our day, they had this movie, you see, and they had this fellow called Tom Hanks. Now, Tom Hanks, he could act. He didn't like any of these Josh Brolin's or whoever the hell you kids are watching nowadays. There's a movie called Forrest Gump, and he played in that entire movie. He played like he was special, and he turns out he ain't even really special. He just did that good a job. You forgot you was watching Tom Hanks. Polar Express. That movie.
You pulled Josh Brolin as a young actor. He was in fucking Goonies.
I just pulled the first celebrity name that came out of my ass, man. I'm so old I can't even think of the young people that are watching. Who the young people are even watching right now? So,
speaking of '90s and young people and feeling old,
but he's right though. I love that. Just I pull out Josh Brolin. He's even older.
Yeah. Not only am I drinking Surge today, but me and my wife were at Walmart this afternoon buying snacks because we're going to play some Call of Duty tonight. And I see in the corner of my eye Doritos 3D, and I was like, "What? No fucking way they brought back 3Ds." Ran over there and grabbed a couple of bags. I don't know if you guys remember 3Ds.
What's the 3Ds?
They were like in this little container. This is straight 90s stuff. They were in this little container, and they were just like little Doritos Puffs.
You see, back in our day, we had these Doritos, and they weren't like the regular flat Doritos where these kids got to have flat screens and flat cell phones and flat Doritos. Our TVs and our Doritos were chunky back then.
Anyways, they were something I've been talking about. I wish they brought back for a very long time, and I saw them today.
You said that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, they brought them back. Is this podcast bringing things from the 90s back? I think we're single-handedly bringing things from the 90s back to the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Podcast.
Bet you can't bring Kurt Cobain back.
No.
Try.
But the mere mention of his name, somebody will listen to him. So kind of in a way.
Oh my God, we brought back Tony Hawk.
Sure, we did.
We mentioned Tony Hawk in every freaking episode.
Yep, and they
for like a year.
Back,
back Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
There you go, man.
Randy, I think we've got something here.
Oh, we've got the Power Supreme. We have the Power Supreme.
Our only superpower is bringing things nobody cared about from the 90s back.
Good power.
It's a great superpower to have. Anyways. Randy's on one today. I love it.
I just can't be yelling, man. I smoke too much for that shit.
Yes.
Randy hasn't yelled on the podcast in quite some time.
Well, last
refreshing.
Last week we had oh my God, we're just talking about ourselves instead of talking to Defiant. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
we had somebody getting a massage next door, so we had to be like really quiet. Pretend it was like an ASMR or some shit.
Yeah. The less we talk about us, the better.
we share a building. Anyways,
well, I'm gonna hit you with a question. What's the weirdest show you've ever played?
There you go.
That's what I like to ask everybody.
If I had to guess, it was with the Drowned Out.
Well, obviously, it was with Drowned Out. We just gotta know which one.
No, that was a pretty solid show. Drowned Out. We had a couple fights. Had a couple people get kicked out.
Perfect. Can't have a rock show without that, though.
No, but there was the moment the band before us we thought blew the PA. We thought the show we had driven 8.5 hours. And we didn't think we were going to get to play. There was like 20 minutes. We weren't sure if the show was going to go on or not. So that was a little strange, stressful.
I don't know if I had necessarily weird shows. I don't know.
Like, we just had really bad ones.
Yeah, we want to know about those ones too. But like anything super weird and awkward, you're like, okay.
Like, have you ever had to play at a sushi bar? Or some kind of unconventional video like that?
The last band we had on had to play at a hookah bar, and they said nobody clapped. They just
complained that it was loud.
Complained
that it was too loud.
Goodness.
Oh,
such an interesting place.
I don't think we have anything like that. I don't have any good stories like that. I mean, no, we've had shows where nobody cheered after our songs, but I don't think it was because it was in a hookah bar.
Yeah, then our drummer quit and everybody started clapping for some weird reason. I don't understand that.
Where was that?
Our last drummer was really. Oh yeah, that was probably the worst moment. Was when we had to start the same song 4 times because our old drummer didn't know how to start the song, so he just played some random bullshit. And I audibly said over the mic to everybody's ears, "No, that's not going to work. Nope." I think Joe started the song, and I'm like, just fucking let him do it. because somebody doesn't know how to play. And this dude would literally, like, at practice, he would say, "I'm a professional. I don't need to practice." And that was when I knew I fell in love.
Yeah, how to audibly tell somebody during a show, like the rock show.
Like, I literally had to turn around and tell him, "That's not going to work. Do not do that."
You go to a rock show and watch the drummer have a mental breakdown. Perfect.
That dude had a mental breakdown over a couple months in my basement. That's for sure.
That was he was actually, now I don't know if he's watching this, so I mean, if he is, I mean, I can just shout this up because I don't freaking care. I definitely thought he was gonna assault me though, so I went over to his house one time to jam, and it started getting really uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm gonna step outside and smoke. So I was smoking or vaping or whatever. My phone's falling. My phone knows. So I was outside smoking and vaping or whatever. He just walks out. He's like, "Come sit next to me." And he hands me a beer. And I said, "Oh, yes, this is where I get assaulted." And he's just fucking sitting, talking to me. And I'm like, we're sitting on this backboard in the middle of the woods. And I'm like, yeah. And we were playing this. He's in this dingy, unfinished basement, like exposed pipes. It's definitely wet. And we're just standing down there. He's like, "Let's play some Led Zeppelin." And I said, "I want to play Leaving. Thank you."
Is that where the cymbal in the bucket was born?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he tried to say, "Listen to this sound." He just dunked a cymbal in a bucket of water and hit it.
Oh, God.
So we need to use that in a song.
He's like, "That's it. That's it right there." I said, "You're just going to bring a bucket on stage with water."
I mean, he was revolutionizing the way you play.
Sound guy's going to fucking look at you. You're going to be like, "Yes, mic this."
Make this bucket of water.
All right, I was already internally freaking out just thinking about a drum set being stuck in a fucking basement with like leaky pipes and shit with God knows what kind of mildew and dry rot rotting out your fucking drum heads. But good God, man, don't go fucking. I'm done. I'm out of here. That's it. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm
Good night.
I'm gonna clap. That's what's gonna happen.
Be safe. Enjoy life.
See you, Randy. Enjoy life.
He's pulling a drummer.
He's pulling a drummer. He's squawking.
And I mean, I guess that's weird too. Our drummer quit 2 days before a show.
Don't you dare accuse me of being this podcast drummer. I didn't bring drugs.
that drummer quit 2 days before a show. Yeah. So we had to hire a guy to play the show.
Did you borrow one from Sonic Octane?
I actually listened to that, and I heard their story, but they were at a festival, and another band asked them, "Can I borrow your drummer?" Because their drummer didn't show up. Not, "Can I borrow like a snare drum?" or "Can I borrow your drummer?"
Just the whole ass drummer. It sucks, dude.
We weren't quite that bad.
Nah.
Paul's the drummer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you go and play for somebody else? They asked. During the show?
Yeah, I mean, I would do it if. Yeah, I would do it. Not full time. I would go do a show, maybe.
But if somebody asked you in 20 minutes, will you jump on stage and play our set with us? What would you do?
Oh, wow. Probably not. I mean, it would depend if I knew they were sick or not, right? I mean, I guess I could just go up and do whatever. It would be fun. I would obviously bring a bucket of water for my singer.
You gotta do it.
That would be a stipulation. I'll do it for the bucket of water.
Yeah. Now, would you ever walk off stage and leave your band hanging?
Would I walk off stage? No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think you guys picked the right drummer this time.
There you go.
No.
Stuck around for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
I mean, he's loyal.
Or dumb.
One of the two. So, what's your worst show? He told his story. Al did.
No, my worst show would have been that one as well. I mean, I even remember as soon as our last song ended, like, you know, when you're an opening band, you have to tear down your shit like in 0.5 seconds and get off the stage for the important bands. And Al and I just looked at each other, and I said that was probably the fucking worst show. And Al just glared at me. I thought he was pissed at me at that moment. And then the drummer came up and was like, great show, guys. That was so good. I'm like,
is that a mustache? Is it the Lizard Lounge show?
Yeah, it was Mustache was the headliner. Yeah, from Sweden. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible show.
Yeah, that show sucked.
I have to call this a self-deprecating show.
You're not going to get much else out of me, dude.
I was going to call it, "Are you sure you want to listen to this?" And then he said they're going to name that their album that. And I'm like, okay, he beat me to it.
We stole it. We'll give you credit.
I've also got Ben's third nipple written down as a possible episode title too. So
I don't know how you guys all knew that.
Well, it's not easy to keep it hidden. I mean, the third one talks.
Yeah.
So
it's like member berries. Tells me all the things I forget about the 90s, so we can bring them up on this show.
Just swearing at everyone in a really thick Russian accent, which is why we always get that one download from Russia every time we mention Russia.
Yeah, it's Putin. By the way, Putin's a fan of the show.
Putin, I like this. I do not like this country, but this I like.
Yeah. He's down. He plays it over loudspeakers to inmates.
I just picture him sitting there.
To inmates.
Yeah. I just picture him sitting there in the Kremlin with the show going. This is hilarious. These two are idiots. It's very funny.
He doesn't laugh though. He doesn't laugh. No. He just still has the sternness.
Oh no, laughing would be a sign of weakness. He would not.
Right.
I mean, I've come to find out that truly great comedy is when you don't laugh. Sometimes you just sit in awkward silence.
Someone else mentioning your surge, man.
Yeah. I told you it's becoming a staple on the show.
And it's pissing me off because you find surge like a week after I quit caffeine.
Yeah.
Start back up.
Try to get that surge sponsorship.
Not mispronouncing it, you ain't.
That did not come out smoothly.
I'm a professional broadcaster. So
no, that did not. You got to own this one, man. That one did not come out smoothly at all. See, I can't even do it. It's contagious. But so things don't always come out smoothly. But if you want things to go in smoothly, you should check out our sponsor, Spunk Lube. 15% off when you go to spunklube.com and use promo code STM Podcast.
True.
I'm unironically so happy that you are sponsored by a lube company. That's a real sponsorship. I'm so fucking proud of that.
Yeah, especially one called Spunk Lube. Like right on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there he is. We talked him up.
Yep.
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Stop. I know.
So after the show you guys did with Dano, what's on the agenda? What's coming up next?
Jack shit.
COVID.
I don't know. I mean, nothing that we can announce or say anything yet, but we're just looking forward to 2021 and hopefully playing some of the festivals. Hopefully some of they're happening. It seems like a lot of them are pushing them to the later half of the summer, early fall, which hopefully will allow things to happen. But it's tough to book anything right now, especially in our area. Nothing local is happening. And, we had a bunch of stuff booked in the spring that had to be canceled, or was, you had to go through the whole thing. First it's postponed, then it's rescheduled. And the rescheduled date is canceled, and so it becomes a pain in the ass and not even worth it. Because you promote it, you push it off, you promote it again, it's canceled. So there's not a whole lot we can do right now except hope.
Have you considered podcast jingles?
Yeah, we should start writing podcasts.
That's it, man.
Kick Dano out, get him out.
Yeah.
You don't want mine. If I were to write a jingle, it would just be endless crying and nothing else. Or Paul's drum vocalization that he did the other day.
Oh my! I felt
when we write, we use Facebook Messenger, and like Al send like a video of him playing a guitar riff, and then I'll send a part back. And Paul's drums are kept at my house because we rehearse at my house. So he just usually sends like beatboxing videos back of this is what I would do with the drums.
I did rip the audio. I'm just waiting to use it. I do have the audio.
Ringtone.
Maybe it can be the intro on the next album.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I mean, you guys could send it to us, and we could just throw it in on the show.
Can be your laugh track.
Yeah, the boom jaws.
Just anytime there's an awkward silence, just hit that button.
Yeah,
please do.
So really, we used it to record our second EP, COVID. Like to write and record is what we focused on, not being able to play. And it's pretty much in the can. It's in the mixing, and mastering stage right now. But again, because of COVID, I'm not sure when we'll actually release it.
Yeah.
You can't really promote it.
We have another cool little release coming up here soon too. So.
Oh yeah. We just did a new music video too that'll be released on the 1st, January 1st, for I guess the last single off of our first EP, unless COVID keeps happening, and we'll just keep releasing singles off the only EP we have. But
yeah.
So
if you guys want to check those videos out, their YouTube link is in the bio of this episode. So just click that button. There you go. So, do you guys have like a videographer friend, or what's your ideas? What are the videos? Who comes up with the video ideas?
Well, our first videos were just us playing live, really.
Yeah.
This one's a little unique. It's our first like storyboard video. So, I guess we had some general concept ideas, but I think the production crew really kind of tied it all in, amongst themselves, I think.
All the production crew is from Temple in Philly. They all go to school there, and they're learning like cinematography and stuff like that.
So we use child labor.
Yeah.
Cheap child labor.
Yeah. Hoping that they'll show it to their professor, and their professor's like, "Yikes!"
You got to keep it working for college credit.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea though. I mean, they need stuff to do for school. Not a bad idea. Just go to your local college film places and like, hey, can you guys make us like a music video? Win-win.
Interns, PSA interns do work for exposure.
Yeah. So do
you just have to call it college credit? That's all that is.
We can't even promise exposure.
No.
I was gonna say, so do OnlyFans.
Yes, they do.
Somebody asked me, I can't remember what. Oh, we were gonna do breathing OnlyFans. I was gonna start an OnlyFans soon for breathing. Remember last episode we were talking about people were just gonna be ASMR about breathing, because of all the masks and stuff. Anyways,
we're like a breathing OnlyFans, and that's great. Yeah. That's just great because you had to pick something that I'm not good at.
The one thing I can't do well, breathing.
Apparently, I do it too loud. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna make an OnlyFans with just pictures of fans.
Yes.
Like
OnlyFans.
No air conditioners, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Just go out and get footage of the windmills.
That's actually probably do that.
That's why it's so cold in Wyoming. We have hundreds of fans just on every mountaintop.
I think I had an idea for an OnlyFans where I was just going to start an OnlyFans, and it would be like a setup that you would see in a porno movie, but it just takes a complete left curveball and goes in the complete wrong direction.
Just like a cheesy movie.
Yeah.
Instead of you never actually get to the sex part, it's just the 80s cheesy movie.
Oh no, you never. It's not. It goes. You think it's a porn, but it turns out to just be a really horrible B movie.
Okay,
that's what happens.
Like the dude never gets the hint.
Yeah.
Like the girl's trying to seduce him. He's like, I'm not picking up what you're.
Actually delivers.
Do you want a beer? Like,
actually fixes the sink.
Yeah, he fixes the cable. I mean,
100%.
Good stuff. So, another question we like to ask bands we got on. So, when you guys went and did the festival, would you get a van or RV, bus? What did you guys ride in?
No, we don't like each other enough. We all take separate
individual cars.
Yeah. We're like Motley Crue. We each get our own vehicle because we don't really like to be around each other except on stage.
that kills the fart question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of our main questions is fart situation in the bus.
The fart etiquette on the tour bus?
Yeah.
Well, one time we drove home from a show in Maryland and we took a 15-passenger van full of drunk people back home. Thankfully, I was not part of that van.
I was in that van.
How was that?
I was not in that van.
I was calling us 3 minutes after we left and saying, I just love you guys so much.
Now they mention
Al and I drove the equipment home. We did a thing where we did a show like in Baltimore, an hour and 20 minutes south of us, and we basically sold spots on a bus, a party bus type situation to take fans down. But Al and I got out of the bus. We were in the equipment truck.
It was a loud van trip.
Yeah.
It was definitely loud.
I'm surprised no one got sick.
I don't even remember who drove that.
Bittner drove it, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't remember.
Albert, what are you doing? I think Bittner and Rita drove. Rita drove down and Bittner drove home or something like that.
Yeah.
Best nights are when you can't remember how you got home. I think somebody drove.
No, the best nights are when you can remember how you got home. You just can't admit it.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, man, I don't need to hear your walk of shame stories, okay?
Oh,
it's a family-friendly show.
I do not walk of shame, okay? I will rascal scooter of shame, or I will.
There you go.
That ass is not walking. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's got the shoes dangling off of the back of the seat and everything.
Didn't I see you drive by here last night? Coming home in the morning, just like leaned up the side, just barely pushing the button.
Did Dan just say that you're allowed to show your asshole for $7?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Dan, could you show your asshole and play your song and then stay on? Or is it if you play any music, all showing your asshole, you get kicked off OnlyFans? Is that how it works?
I'm sure there's lots of people showing their asshole on OnlyFans.
DMCA bullshit.
As it was specifically for assholes. I thought you could do whatever on there to make money if you had fans.
I wonder if you guys could just I was just thinking of OnlyFans and videos and stuff. You just start playing like your music in the background. It's like self-promotion, a lot of things, but also self-promotion.
Right.
Or like
find it, right?
Yeah, get into some pornos or something. Just like, hey, we got our song in a movie.
You're at the end of a show, and then someone comes up. Hey, we're shooting a porno next door. Can we borrow your drummer?
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
Always the drummer.
And he actually plays the drums.
Oh yeah.
That's right, because it's your porno, and he actually comes over and just fucking plays the drums because nothing's actually happening.
Yep. I love it when things come full circle.
I'm just gonna down 2 bottles of water in 40 minutes, and then wonder why I have to pee at the end of the show.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Anyways, where we go? You guys do any since you've been home? You do any Facebook Live or anything like that? Videos together?
We should probably more than we have. We a couple here and there, but
I see some people do live Facebook Live shows and things like that, rock shows, or I don't know, just hanging out with the fans.
And that one was fun. We did a whole set. Well, it wasn't a whole set.
It was a whole set.
Was
it? Yeah.
The Chameleon set.
No, acoustic one that we did in the basement. That was 4 or 5 songs or something.
Fine Unplugged?
Yeah. And then the Chameleon one was that was full length. That was 45 minutes.
Were you also acoustic where you just used your mouth, beatboxed?
No.
Oh, okay.
He played actual drums.
I played very softly.
But now that's a great idea. I think we should try that.
Just boom.
We'll be the next Pentatonics.
There you go. We I know a band. We had them on the show called Edge Over Edge. I'm pretty sure they're also on Curtain Call Records, but they started their own podcast also. So I think
Over the Edge.
Yeah, I think that's what they've been doing during the whole thing.
We have ideas, but then we're kind of slackers. We don't really follow through that often.
Thinking of things to keep you guys busy: jingles, podcasts, lives.
I feel like when you do those things, you have to be so regular about them.
Yeah.
And like life happens, and you get one or two things done, and then all of a sudden you haven't done it in 4 weeks. So I think it's just the consistency is what makes it difficult to do, because we don't necessarily live close to one another.
Yeah.
I mean, well, hell, I've never even been to Al or Paul B's house. I don't even know where the fuck they live.
I don't.
Like
I don't live.
So
he found a place on Craigslist, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just difficult to get together outside of just regular rehearsal time anyway. So
yeah, we get that way sometimes. I've been doing this show for 3 years now, and there's been a time or two where I had to take a couple months off, mental, get my mind right and stuff.
Right.
It's tough to keep things going for long periods of time, consistency and all that. But I think the fans got pretty used to us missing sometimes.
Right.
I guess they're just not going to have one this week. It's like, yeah, well.
They're like, oh, thank God, a week without these.
Yeah.
My goodness.
My show, fuck off. I do what I want.
Fair.
There was probably a point early in the pandemic I was sick of playing the songs. Like, then we started to write again, but I was like, yeah, I don't really need to play songs we've played, I don't know if I'd say hundreds. Yeah, probably hundreds of times if you count all rehearsals out. I don't need to play that. And of course, now we haven't played since the November, so it's going to be 2 months by the time we get together next. I probably have to relearn every single song, but
yeah,
there was a time we shut it down early in the pandemic for a while, mainly because
months, right? We did like 2 months or so with nothing.
Yeah, with no rehearsal or anything, and I think I don't know. Coming off those rough February shows, I think I needed it. Like, I didn't really want to play the songs at that moment.
Well, at that point, we were playing with each other 4 or 5 times a month, plus doing 2 or 3 shows a month for like a year straight. So I think we were all pretty burnt out of, playing the same set over and over with minor changes and really not having time to write, time to be with our families and stuff like that. So I think, the pandemic was kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise to get that lockdown, because we were able to refresh and regroup. And then when we came back to it after 2 months, we were like, oh, it's like a whole new band and we've all got this new material. So.
Yeah, and we've been productive with the new material too. I mean, obviously not live, but getting the new EP recorded. I mean, it has been productive as much as it can be for being in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you guys told us kind of like what your worst shows were. What's some of the best shows you can remember having? When you're just like, oh man, that was awesome.
Kickoff to 2020 was one of our highlights, I think.
What's that with?
We kicked the year off with From Ashes to New.
That was a good one.
That was I mean, I don't know the actual numbers, but I'm pretty sure the venue was sold out. So it was like this great start to 2020. And then we had that shit show at the end of February. And then COVID happened. So it was like we started on this high and then we just got like kicked really low. But that was definitely one of our better shows, I think. I mean, it was a good crowd, the whole night. It wasn't hit or miss. Like, it was full all night for all the bands. Everybody played well. It was just a great vibe all night, I thought.
I don't know if it was necessarily one of our best shows, but the first time we opened for Kicks after I got out of the hospital was probably the most fun show.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was like an actual sold out crowd, and I had just gotten out of the hospital, so it was a good time.
Yeah, that was solid energy that night for sure.
I don't know what I would pick.
Yeah, I was like, Joe. And he's like,
I don't know what I would pick.
Thinking.
I would probably pick that first kick show, just from the standpoint because Al mentioned he went into the hospital for a couple days, and we actually had to cancel like a local warm-up show. And the Kick show was like our first. I mean, I know Kicks is an '80s band and may not be the most street cred band, but you know, those are the bigger shows in our area. A lot of times are the '80s bands coming through. It seems like, and Kicks being an East Coast band, like in our area, they're a guaranteed sellout. And so to get on that show was a big get, because you're going to play in front of 1,000 people. And there was some stress leading up to it, you know, mainly probably between Al and I. Al being sick, obviously, he had the most stress. And then just not knowing, are we going to make it to show day and be able to play? And then, I don't know, man, he basically checked out in a hospital gown and showed up at the show. It felt like it was 24 hours from a hospital gurney to stage for him. And then, yeah, I will agree, it probably wasn't, looking back, our best performance show, but at that time it was, and it was a great energy. And
I remember loading in and they had the roster posted, and then that's when we found out we were going to be direct support for them on top of it. So, you know, first like big sold out gig, Al's just coming out of the hospital. No, you know, I even feel like we were like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, we can cancel if we need. And he's like, no, fuck you, we're doing this, you know. And then roll in to have the added stress of, oh, hey, by the way, direct support now, you know. So I think
double your set.
Yeah.
We prepared a 25-minute set, thinking we were the first band, and then you show up in your direct support and you need a 45-minute set, and we're sitting at the merch booth writing up a whole new set. Like, what the hell are we going to play?
Right.
But it turned out good. Oh, and Paul B, our bass player, is actually watching us right now. So thanks for actually not coming on and making us all look bad, Paul.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
I mean,
somebody was hanging out in Gettysburg today.
I saw that.
You should have wore the hospital gown on the show and then took a bow at the end.
Oh, man. Nah, I just drank heavily, like a normal American.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, man, last night. Moving on.
I'm not sorry that you did that to yourself. I don't know what you want us to say.
Man.
I threw up. It was a whole thing.
So it's a normal night.
Yeah.
But you got your 3Ds for tonight. That's a good recovery snap.
Yeah, 3Ds.
Yeah, he was either drinking really heavily or editing last week's show. He threw up that bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with one of the ones that Devin hit us with a couple of weeks ago. Devin Cox. Is it Devin or Delvin?
Delvin.
I'm getting Delvin. I'm getting Delvin mixed up with somebody else. My bad. Delvin Cox. If you could trade bodies with any celebrity, who would it be?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
These are trade lines.
Really? Did you see what they did to him in The Passion? I wouldn't trade with him.
Would I retain my own like physical and mental capabilities, or would I take on? So like if I like
complete Freaky
my
Friday
body
scenario.
Okay.
Brain swap.
You swap for like 24 hours, then you swap back.
It's just a brain swap.
Just the physical body is what we're talking about here. The physique.
I would be in a prime like 1999 Jeff Hardy in the WWE.
There you go.
Like right as was it WrestleMania 17 with the TLC match with like him and the fucking Dudley Boys and Christian and Edge. Oh my.
I thought you didn't know 90s references.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I lied to you.
Just
like I lie to myself every single time I say I'm okay. But yeah, that would be like the sickest thing in the world.
Your bassist says he would go with Bob Ross.
Bob after, unless he wants to join the show.
That's all good.
He won't. He won't do it.
No.
I mean, he went to Gettysburg today.
He did go.
You've seen all the spooky ghosties.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with Doyle.
Yeah, that would be sick.
It seems gay to say it, but Doyle.
I'm going with Britney Spears.
There you go. Perfect.
Like prime, like Hit Me Baby One More Time just came out, or like Just Shaved Head. Britney Spears.
Shaved head.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Shaved head Britney Spears is who you trade bodies with.
That's who I would trade with for hours.
You're gonna fuck Britney Spears like that by giving her your body.
That's right. At least she'll have hair.
I'm gonna go
what are you gonna do with that body for a day?
What am I gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
You're gonna get Britney Spears' body for a day and do nothing with it?
That's right.
Okay. He's gonna get her a wig, change her mental state, and change her entire career.
To make sure her dad, make sure she never signs over her power of attorney to her dad. Yeah, but that keeps all her money.
That's actually valid. I would make sure she did not sign her life over to her dad.
Yeah, she was not in the greatest mental state at that time. Speaking of not great mental states, I'm gonna go with my 1990s body snatcher was going to be Michael Jackson when he was holding his kid out the window.
Yeah. Blanket.
Okay, since we have a 90s theme going, I was going to say something else, but since we got a 90s theme going, it's the same principle, different person. Tom Green.
Okay.
Or Steve-O from Jackass.
And
what I would do is I would wait 24 hours. I'd wait 23 hours and 50 minutes. Then I would strip down naked, jump into the gorilla cage at the zoo, and no one will believe him when they're like, I don't know how I got here. It's like, dude, you're fucking Tom Green. We know you were up to something. We know it was a prank gone wrong.
That would be kind of fun, like right at the last minute, do something
up
weird.
The dead move.
Oh, man.
They hop back in their body like, what the fuck am I doing?
Just the whole thing was a setup.
Yeah.
Plus, if I do it right, I get to see Drew Barrymore naked.
True. Yeah. This is true.
There's no downside to this.
Speaking of Tom Green, he was doing some like live shows. I was watching. It was like a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago. He was doing like live shows. He's got like a podcast. He does a lot of like Twitch live or whatever. He fell asleep
during the just by accident. Fell asleep.
Sleep for hours, and people were
just by accident.
Yeah, people were just watching the stream. There was like thousands of people just watching Tom Green sleep. And then somebody came over to his house and woke him up. I had to break into the back door. Like, Tom, you're still on live.
We can't get
I watched it for hours. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get 50 people to watch us play online. He can get thousands to watch him sleep.
Yeah, watching him sleep.
Get a grip, America.
It'd be like a couple hours later, they'd be like, he's still sleeping, guys.
Watch what really matters.
But it's easy to fall asleep on a lot of things, but one thing you shouldn't sleep on is your stinking balls.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wash your balls. You got to clean them up, fellas. It's winter. I know you're all bundled up. You're wearing layers. If you got any kind of sense, you're trying to keep warm. Things get smelly. Things get swampy. That's where we have our sponsor, ballwash.com. Ballsy. Use promo code, is it 15%? 15% and STM podcast. When you use that promo code, you get 15% off.
STM pod.
STM pod, not podcast. I'm here. I'm screwing it up. You do it.
Ballwash.com. Use promo code STM pod at checkout. Save yourself 15%. They got ball wash, nuts, butts, and body wash, nut rub cologne, and sack spray to neutralize odor. They also have good head shampoo and all kinds of fun stuff for your junk.
See how smoothly he did that? It was so smooth you would have think he was using Spunk Lube.
Yeah.
But I'm done.
I always forget to like bring.
Hey, they already got their one. They can't have two.
I can't wait to see my Spunk dad over the next week.
No, I'm trying to get Spunk Lube to send me like a big barrel of lube so that I can just put down a slip slide and just jet over. Just ski-daddle across it like, sound barrier breaking records. Ski-daddle.
Wow.
Then I'll put it on OnlyFans because somebody's got a fetish for it.
True.
That's true.
We're just gonna do all the ideas we have, but for OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
From now on.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you guys do for fun over in Pennsylvania? I remember we're driving through there, and it's like all these old buildings, tons and tons of old buildings. It's like one of the first colonies, I think.
I contemplate using a toaster as a spicy bath bomb.
Okay, spicy bath bombs. I'm gonna write that down.
That's about it.
I just hang out in nature.
People ask us what we do all the time, and it's nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, man. It's not a whole lot.
Photography. Sometimes I'm okay at it.
Photography?
Yeah.
My wife does that. I bought her a new lens for her Nikon for Christmas and a bag.
That's a good gift.
Yeah. My son, 7 years old, we bought him a dirt bike. One of those little 50cc dirt bikes.
Yeah.
He's riding it today. Freaking loves the thing.
I didn't even know you could still buy those things.
Yep. We got it on Amazon.
Nice.
It was like $200. Pretty sweet.
I don't know. What do you do, Al? What do you do for fun?
I play a lot of music. I write. I do a little bit of writing, poetry, and writing like short stories. Been working on a novel for like 5 years. Standard stuff. I work a lot. Yeah, I work a lot. So when I come home, I pretty much just like veg out, watch some TV, play some music, spend time with my family.
We have the live feed of PMFC's OnlyFans right now.
Yeah,
that's it. It's his OnlyFans. Bro, speaking of fans, so literally like the ground zero level of happy that was Christmas. My in-laws bought me a new fan, and I was so pumped to get a new fan. I'm like, let's go. Now I can use a ceiling fan. My ceiling fan in my room is literally like that Horror Story ceiling fan. Like it shakes everywhere. It's fantastic.
He had put on his Defiant sweatshirt. Nice.
Product placement.
I can get spicy bath bombs out of my head now, and I just think that's an excellent business. Not necessarily, but
I can. It's as good as Raw Wash, but
I can picture it being on like Etsy, like spicy bath bombs.
It is, man. It's either got to be one of two things. It's got to be a toaster, or it's just filled with sriracha.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a great idea. Have you ever gone to the bathroom without washing your hands after you've been handling jalapenos? I memean,
ooh. Yikes!
You mean every single time I JO? Absolutely.
Remember that happened to me? I think it was a few years ago. I think it was Thanksgiving, as a matter of fact, because the entire family, Emily's entire family, was there, and I would not come out of the bathroom. Because I'm trying to put out the fire, man.
Get that spicy Cheeto on your hand.
I'm like, okay, I need you to go into the kitchen and get a glass of milk. Don't ask any questions.
Somebody did dip their balls in milk recently, and I think it's for the same reason. They got something spicy on them.
You can taste it.
Yeah. The milk after? Yes, I did. Wait, what?
Yeah.
That depends on how flexible you are.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know where we were going with that. Oh, he's going outside. He's got the ambiance of the Christmas lights.
This just turned into an episode of Cribs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cribs, our mom's house style.
Do not.
They should have done an MTV Cribs on Scott's staff when he was homeless. I would have watched the shit out of that.
You guys know if we mention stuff from the 90s, they bring it back. So Cribs is definitely coming back now.
It's got to come back.
I feel like the music should come back for. Oh, yeah. Wait, that's 80s, I guess.
I remember,
for decade.
I used to watch music videos on MTV constantly. Up until when they stopped doing
back it. Back in our days, they actually played music videos on the MTV.
Well, now when songs come on and stuff, because my wife's like a different generation, she's a bit younger than me. So every time songs come on and stuff, I go, oh, I remember the video to this. Do you remember the music video? She never does. But I watch so much MTV that I can just relate the song with the video on MTV.
My son's 11, and I showed him a music video today, and he just could not care any less at all. He was just like, yeah, like, whatever, Dad. And I'm like, dude, this is like what we lived for, like waiting on the TV to see videos. And he's just like, I'm like, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Whenever I get extra sad, I watch the Eddie Van Halen jump video because I just want to know what it's like to be that high on coke.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really have to wonder. If you don't want.
I don't trust myself with hard drugs, dude. I'd probably fuck it up. I'd do heroin for the first time. I'd hit an artery and be like, that's probably fine. Fucking slam the whole needle in there.
Favorite music video of all time?
Oh, man, that's kind of tough.
Oh,
Jesus.
are you trying to think?
The Slipknot Vermilion video is really good when they did like the clear masks. That one was sick.
Ahead of their time.
Mine goes way back, probably. Like, I bet I would say maybe Youth Gone Wild from Skid Row is probably one of my favorites. But you know, that's when I'm whatever old I was, 8 or 9 years old, and I thought that they were the Lord, you know. And it was actually a Skid Row video I showed my son today, Monkey Business, though. Maybe I should have went with Youth Gone Wild. Maybe he would have liked it more. I always thought that video was badass.
We like to ask the tough questions on this show.
Oh, no. I changed my answer. So there is a band called Necro Goblin Con.
Okay.
And their main mascot is a goblin. I forget what the song is called, but the goblin works for like a business firm and he finally like goes out to this party at this bar where everybody's at, and he's trying to hit on this girl, and she's in with like the douchebag guy or whatever, and the guy like hits her or whatever, and the goblin gets so like PO'd he just murders him. It's the stupidest thing in the world, but it's great.
What about
I think I'd go with Tenacious D, Wonder Boy.
There you go. That's a broad spectrum.
Randy's having a tough one with this.
Well, the first one that came to mind was Bullet Butterfly one, Smashing Pumpkins. That was just the perfect amount of weird and for me at the time when it came out. But all-time favorite, it's got to be Weapon of Choice by Fatboy Slim.
Yes.
The one where Christopher Walken is dancing in the hotel lobby.
That was a good one.
That was just perfect.
That lives rent free in my head. I still bring it up sometimes and watch it. Yeah. I'm going to go with Stacy's mom.
She just died, didn't she? No, the guy in the band did, right?
Yeah. Was it Fountains of Wayne?
Yeah. Somebody from that died, I thought.
That or Sum 41's Fat Lip.
That's a good one.
Or wait. Ellie and Ant Farm movies. That was a good
one.
Yeah. Where he has the bucket of popcorn with the hole in it. Good stuff.
And I feel
What's My Age Again is a good one.
Yeah.
Blink-182, What's My Age Again, where they're running naked through LA or whatever.
I think I can see where your kid's coming from, though, because I think back to the music videos that blew my mind growing up. And they just don't seem as weird now that I've seen like all the shit that's on YouTube, especially the shit that Brandon Rogers made.
Well, this is true.
Music videos have gotten way more sexualized, if you think about it.
Oh, God. I'll tell you what's a good one.
Like Nicki Minaj and shit.
I'm going to tell you what's a good one if you haven't seen it is Lady Gaga's 911. Even if you don't like Lady Gaga, you've got to just put it on mute and watch the video.
Okay.
I like Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I do like Lady Gaga.
There was a song we played on this show. There was a music video too, and it was called Hoverboard, and it was a rapper, and he just kept, I can't remember his name, but he kept saying hoverboard. And there was literally, he got kicked off of YouTube like 18 times because he kept uploading it, but it's pretty much, you can just see a bunch of girls' assholes. And he's just riding around on a hoverboard. hoverboard.
And we're sure it wasn't Lil Pump.
It might have been. I don't know. I don't remember. Does he have a hoverboard song?
No, just thinking back to the Gucci Gang.
Yeah.
That guy
Yikes.
Millions because it got banned.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they won't allow it on Facebook or YouTube. Speaking of things they won't allow on YouTube, Small Town Mentality Podcast.
Dude, these mics are so good they can pick up the pen as I'm sitting here just messing with it.
I'm sure that's something
ADHD mode.
People love to hear.
Yeah, people also love mouth noises.
Oh yeah,
just make really bad mouth noises.
Or
never clear your throat. Beatbox, yeah. Chew a pickle.
Come on, Paul. Let's hear it.
Go, Paul.
The boom cha boom
boom cha.
That's the whole extent of it.
Dano said he was in the hoverboard video. I remember that.
I'm writing down.
I don't know if it fits the music that you sent to me.
It doesn't.
Perfect.
Let's start now.
So on that note, what are some things you guys want to plug? Also, we would love to play one of your tunes at the end of the show if you guys got something in mind. Audio only, by the way, because YouTube will ban us for playing other people's content.
But it got the DMCA thing, so now it's technically a felony.
Yeah.
If you illegally stream something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though
I guess
if you want to fight DMCA, Matt Heafy and Jared Dines did a music video, and they're trying to raise awareness on it to try to fight DMCA for Twitch streamers and YouTube, so that because even like artists like Herman Lee and Dragon Force and Matt Heafy are getting threatened with DMCA claims for playing their own music on their Twitch channels. So
yeah,
if anybody here watching has not watched, shared, liked, and like shared the shit out of the Jared Dines and Matt Heafy music video, I believe the song is called "Can We Take Back Yesterday," and yeah, they're using it. Matt is using that in his big like DMCA fight that he's doing right now.
I'll check that out.
Weird Al Yankovic headline news. That's my favorite music video of all time.
Oh, okay.
Because that video was that was the 90s, and you take somebody who didn't live in the 90s, you have them watch headline news by Weird Al Yankovic. That was it. That was the 90s.
Perfect. Now Weird Al's going to come back with a new CD.
Good job, Randy. we need more Weird Al. The world needs Weird Al. I stand by that.
So plugs.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Do we have anything to plug?
I guess we can.
Our Facebook page, Defiant 17055, YouTube Defiant 17055, Twitter, Instagram, they're all under that. If you want to check out our EP, it's on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, or whatever it's called.
This afternoon.
Yeah. So you can check that out. On our YouTube, we have a music video for our song He's Watching. We also have a music video for Dust the Democracy, which was the first single off of that. Keep in touch with our YouTube, subscribe to that, and like our Facebook page so you can get updates on it when we release the new music video on the 1st.
Hit the shop now button to go to the merch store. Natalie said she wants some Defiant merch I see here, so hit the shop now button on the top of the Facebook page. It'll take you to our merch store. We have beanies, t-shirts, CDs, vinyl, all that stuff.
Tattoo ideas.
Ideas, yeah.
Send us your tattoos, and we'll tell you why you shouldn't have got them afterwards. Yeah. You've already spent the money. We will give you 3 Canadian cents towards laser removal.
Also, by the way, we have a Spotify playlist for Small Town Mentality podcast. I'll link that up too. But every band we've ever interviewed on the show, we put 2 or 3, 4 songs, something like that on there. And so if you're interested in some of the bands we've had on the show, go and check that out. It's a good mix of a bunch of great bands. So
cool. And I know was it probably 2 months ago, you had Dust, our song, as the song of the week. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Curtain Call Records, who hooks us up with some great song of the weeks.
Shout out to Surge.
Sure. Yeah.
For being the best battery acid tasting drink in the world.
What else do we want?
I don't know the 90s. Are we judging my drinks?
I guess we should plug some of the sponsors. Dirtbag Clothing.
Yes.
Liquid Death Mountain Water. What else?
That's all.
Black 35 Guitars.
Yes.
Are
you endorsed by them? Look at you.
Nah, I just like to thank them because they sold me a guitar.
Orange Ants, if you want to send. Yeah, hit me with an endorsement. Gibson, I know you hate everybody and you sue everybody. You want to endorse me? That'd be neato.
Speaking of thanking people for being awesome, go if you're ever in Evanston, Wyoming, go to downtown and check out a Witch's Vape Shop downtown Evanston.
This is their turn to plug things.
I know.
I'm a district manager for a vape shop. Let's go. Nice. Support your local shops, my guys.
Oh yeah.
Keep vaping alive. Tell these lobbyists to frick off.
Yeah. I'm gonna clip that. All right.
Please do. I don't care, man.
Randy.
Rando Garner Humor on TikTok. Randy Garner Humor on Instagram. Restless Native on Twitter. Don't worry about it because I'm never on Twitter. Apologies to Dustin Welsh, and as predicted, I do have to pee.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So,
also shout out to bringing back the '90s.
Oh yeah. That reminds me. Lorena Bobbitt. I've mentioned her on the show, so if she cuts off somebody else's tallywhacker,
perfect.
We'll know.
You could follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I don't remember where else. Anyways, it's never been funny with one E. It is a pun because my name has been. Yeah, on TikTok at SCM Pod, everywhere at SCM Pod. On all things social media. DramaCityProductions.com. Go check out all the shows on the network. A bunch of shows, Amigos PC, Kelsey Hudgens Show, etc., etc. Yeah. Perfect. I think we did it, gents.
Sweet.
We got a comment from Dano.
Lady Gaga is John Benet Ramsey.
Could be.
That would be the best twist ever.
Sure, man.
The rest of the night writing it. So.
Perfect. Also, shout out to Dano, who's been here the whole episode. Also, for making our intro jingle. We really appreciate you, and we need to talk about you more.
Amen.
And try to convince these guys to start making jingles.
Not happening.
Hey, if I could sound like Good Charlotte, I'd make a jingle too.
Yeah, man.
Onlyfans.com/onlyfans. It'll be up this week. It's just going to be pictures of fans. All right. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Check out all things Defiant. Stick around after the show for the audio listeners for one of their songs. I'm not sure which one yet, but you will appreciate it, and we appreciate you.
I love you, Dano.
And until next week, go fuck yourselves
and have fun.